Hey everybody. I have been working on the RF field maps a little bit more this weekend, and I wanted to see if I could set up a mode where I saw things change as I took buildings out. And so it seemed like, since I was going to be conditionally removing things from the code, that now would be a good time just to remove everything and see if a vertical antenna looks like I thought a vertical antenna should. And in the end it does, and that's what you're seeing right here, but I had some really interesting steps that I needed to check on the way through. The first thing I did was took all the buildings out and immediately wound up here. And as you can see, I took, there are this outer shell of the wedge made it. There's a couple little points over here that made it in, and everything else is gone. And so I asked GPT-5 what's going on, and it correctly nailed that at this point I was only labeling these points with the dB field strength, and so they were aliasing, and they couldn't have more than one point couldn't have the same ID, and so that was making most of the points, which the whole point of this is, pun not intended, the whole thing is that a uniform antenna by itself should look really uniform. And so that was actually annoying, but a really good sign, because I've changed the labeling scheme, and now you can see that, yep, they really are. We can just look at the colors and see that they're uniform. Cool. So I got through that step, and the next step it was better, so I have all the points back. And what I saw was that I did expect the field strength to roll off towards the top, because this is what a vertical antenna is supposed to look like mathematically. You should see a low field strength here at the ground. Here around 15 degrees you should see your field strength maximum, and then here at 90 you should see a really strong minimum. And instead what I was seeing was highest strength of the ground, nothing rolling off, and then it just gradually goes down to a null at 90. So the null at 90 was good, but this thing where it got strongest at ground level wasn't correct. So I went back and asked ChatGPT again, at which point ChatGPT mentioned that what we're not doing is handling reflection with the ground correctly. And so that was good to know. I had previously thought that the ground plane was boiled in. It wasn't. So again, it's good when I found that when I'm working with LLMs with ChatGPT, it's good to go to as basic of a thing as I can, look at the results there and see if they make any sense at all, and then start to debug back up. So I found the building corner issue as well. And so I got that patched up, and with the help of GPT-5, and now we see about what I would expect about what's on that diagram. The maximum is still actually a little bit high, but down here we have a pretty deep null. We're negative 37 dB down here at the ground, and then we start cruising up. I would have really expected to see the maximum about here. I'm going to look into that some more. Instead, the relative maximum field is closer up to here. And it's still going up. Let's see where we are. Yeah, right around in here. What is nice is we do still have that the expected roll off at vertical, and we also see that we get a really nice uniform field strength out of here, which is what I would expect because we're modeling a uniform quarter wave vertical antenna at this point. So anyway, that's where the RF field mapping project is this weekend. I will keep you posted as I go. And what I'm really hoping to do is be able to, you can see this kind of huge science building right behind my transmit site. And I'm hoping to see, what happens to this field pattern if I add that building in and take it out, or add the library here in and take it out, because you can see the library is actually right on the path of one of the signals that went out. So that's where I am. Let's take a look real quick and see where that signal was. At the signal? No, it was not. And I think that signal went down to Texas is actually where it went that night. And this is when I got to play radios last Wednesday night. And yeah, that is where it wound up, was out in Texas. I guess I haven't shown you guys yet, but their most recent results, all the way out to Virginia here, I believe, and Georgia there. Okay, everybody. Just a few notes on the RF field mapping project. Have a good weekend. Talk to you again soon.
Dun 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 toucan radios!
Woo!
Oh yeah!
Oh.